And all the soccer fans blowing me up about short players. Yes, there are short players and there are tall players. There's a lot of short guys in soccer. But it doesn't, Lionel Messi's 5'7", but it doesn't work against, like over
I
here.
thought he was taller than that.
Well, like Cristiano Ronaldo's like 6'3" or something like that, but like there's a lot of, who's the other guy? Neymar, he's like 5'9", and short dudes. There's tall dudes or short dudes. But, we talk about when people are on the dating apps and they will put no short dudes. Or what did Mary say? They don't put no short dudes, but what do they say? Nobody under 5'11" or something like that?
Yeah, that'd be like 5'10", or like swipe left if you're under 5'10" or something like that.
That would never be an issue overseas because all you'd have to say is he's a footballer.
Yeah.
And you'd be up to your eyeballs in Italian poontang. I mean,
They were
Messi's wife is that Foxy. What the hell's her name again? Antonella Rocuzzo. Oh, God, she did all those soccer chicks. Because they don't care if they're super short. They don't care if they're taller than their husband because...
He's a millionaire.
A millionaire? These guys get paid like $40 million a year. Yeah, like just crazy, crazy money. Yeah. So if your husband or your boyfriend is a footballer over there, that's the brass ring. You don't care that he's 5'7".
Yeah, the girls on Tinder and stuff that are putting that in their bio they're not dealing with professional athletes.
Understood.
You know what I mean? Like, this is
But
just
that's
a
why-
Joe Schmo who's going to take you to a happy hour.
That's why I'm
you might
saying...
as well get a 6-foot guy at that point.
I guess.
You know?
I'm just saying I would think that for that reason alone, they might not want to limit themselves. But, yeah. Because, again...
And plus, dudes lie about that stuff all the time. I've talked about that. The guy that I went on a date with whose profile said he was 5'10", and when he showed up, I had on probably 3-inch wedges, and I was taller than him. I'm 5'2". I'm like, bro, you might be 5'5". What are you doing lying on here?
So
About 6 straight inches? Come on.
Well, because, yeah.
All right.
So they lie because they figure when you meet them, they'll be so charming that by the end of the date, you...
Because now you're a liar. If you're going to lie about something as stupid as your height, why wouldn't you lie about bigger deals?
I understand. But, again, I'm not somebody who necessarily believes... I don't believe in that. Well, if you'll lie about this, you'll lie about anything else. That's somebody who doesn't understand the concept of grade, But,
no. You're incorrect. Because
well, no, there are things that people, just because somebody lies about something doesn't mean that they're willing to lie about anything. Now, here's what I'm saying about the height, though. That is so easily debunked.
Right.
That the only thing I would be led to believe is, well, when you meet me, you won't care. You got to get your foot in the door, because I assume that's what these guys are thinking. Once I get my foot in the door, we'll have dinner. You'll really think I'm a great guy. I mean, I'm just saying this is probably what they're thinking, that it won't matter to you, but it's always going to matter.
Yeah.
It's not even but it's not even the lying thing. You think magicians are lying. It's not even the lying thing.
Blatantly lying about your height on a dating app is different than my feelings toward magicians.
But it's battle conditions. You're
care.
trying to get your foot in the door.
But don't lie to me about it.
Because they know if they tell you the truth, you'll swipe whichever the bad one is.
Well, then that's your fault. I don't know what to tell you.
It's not their fault for being short.
It's not my fault for not liking it.
Mm.
You're attracted to what you're attracted to.
No, I understand. I'm just saying that's got to be their mindset, to lie about something that can be so instantly debunked.
But you've also looked past the shortness for...
You like fat gingers. I mean, you look past a lot of stuff.
100 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
but if I had the choice, and I am not one of the people who put that on my profile.
Right. No, I understand.
When I was on dating apps, I never said, "Oh, tall guys only" or anything like that.
Right. Which is why you were annoyed by his lying.
Because I disagree with what Alan said. I do think that there are grades and levels to lying.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're called white lies.
Yes, but at the same time, why start what you hope to be a relationship that way? Why are you going to start with that?
Is everybody going in hoping to start a relationship?
That's what I was looking for.
Well, he was probably just trying to get it in.
He's trying to get it in.
Why are you going to come into trying to get it in lying?
Yeah, I don't know. You're just trying to smash.
People lie all the time. I mean,
that doesn't make it okay.
Well, but it makes it less surprising.
It doesn't. Okay, sure, but.
So today I was talking to my girlfriend and we were talking about psychics.
Now, which days do you talk to her? Is today a special day?
Most days.
Okay.
Most days.
Today's the day that she gets to hear me talk to her.
Yep. And we were talking about psychics, and I brought up the time that Mary paid for a psychic.
It happens so fast.
And
I lost $200 faster than I've ever lost it.
Oh, I thought it was $100. $200.
No, it was
Okay.
because it was like $50 every couple minutes, and I
Okay.
kept.
Where was this?
I told you guys about
When
this.
she was in a
on that
hotel on board.
When I was
Yeah.
I was stuck in North Dakota for 4 days because I
Right.
was snowed in,
Right.
and I had nothing. I couldn't leave or go anywhere, so I was paying for a psychic.
And
to
my
talk
girlfriend
to.
was so confused that you'd pay for a psychic, but hate magicians because they lie to you.
I know. I
And-
don't make any sense.
And yeah, that's what I told her. I'm like,
And
it doesn't
here's
make
why.
any sense, and
Because-
she's aware of it.
Magicians, I've said this before.
Because magicians don't have the second sight, and psychics do.
Because magicians,
They don't have a gift.
they don't come into it like, I don't even know how to describe this. Psychics are like, this is a gift I was given. Magicians are like, I'm going to trick you.
Well, magicians,
But that's their
acquired a
gift.
skill.
That's their gift.
I understand.
Yeah.
Again, makes no sense. Trying to
So-
explain it is only going to make people more mad.
I know.
So the part. So you're fine.
It makes no
You're-
sense.
You're like, well, they're lying to themselves too. So I'll buy into that with the psychics.
No, because I
Wouldn't
believe
you
in
like
psychic
things?
powers.
But wouldn't you like things about yourself to make sense?
No, they don't have
It's
to.
a great get out of jail free card, really.
So
you
you're
don't
just-
really have to cop to anything. You just go, hey, none of it makes sense.
No, because I believe in things
Hey!
that you guys don't believe in.
Well,
I
it's
believe
the-
in things like fate.
We're
I
not-
believe in things like
We're
psychic
not
powers.
talking about you and us. We're talking about you and you, where you believe two separate things that seem to be at odds with each other, and you go, doesn't make sense. Wouldn't you want yourself to make sense?
Couldn't
No.
you just believe that the magician's doing magic?
No,
Why not?
because I know magic isn't real.
And you think
This
psychics
is what
are.
I mean is, yes, I saying it out loud. I know how stupid I sound. But for whatever reason, in my heart, it makes sense that I believe in psychic powers.
But here's
I
the thing,
do not
though.
believe in magical
No,
powers.
but the magicians aren't saying they have powers.
Right, but I'm saying
magical skill, a magician's skill is a real thing.
Correct.
But that's
Yeah.
why she doesn't like it, because she knows she's just being tricked.
Yes.
Whereas if
So you'd rather be
if they were believing that they actually had magic, she'd be more
Yes!
likely to
If
enjoy
magicians,
it.
I swear to you, that's it. If magicians were like, I
Oh, I
was
hate you
born.
so much.
I do too, dude. You're not alone. If magicians were like, okay, as frustrating as this is to hear, imagine to feel it. Because I can't make sense of it either way. I can't make sense of why this is how my brain works.
Yeah.
But if magicians were like, I was born with the gift of magic, and let me put on a show for you, I would be more willing to accept that than magicians being like,
Yeah, but magicians.
am going to fool you and
so
make you
you'd
look
rather
like
be
an idiot.
You'd rather be treated like an idiot from the jump.
No.
Because magicians assume that the audience is pretty smart, and that's why they're going to still fool them. Psychics know you're a rube.
See, but that's
And
where
they
we
go,
disagree.
You
I
think
believe in psychic powers. I believe in reading auras. I believe in energies and astrology. I believe in
And
all
why
that
do you
stuff.
believe in that?
I don't know. Probably because it makes me feel better.
Well, you have to have a reason. So it makes you feel better,
It
and
makes
that's why
me
you
feel
believe
better
in it.
that I'm not fully in control. It makes me feel better to know that all I can do is the best that I can, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
But you don't need a psychic for that.
No, but I believe in those things.
But why put the psychic variable into something you already... First of all, it's all a cop-out. If you're like, well, you want
What's a cop out?
to go that I'm not all in control of everything and blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
it's a cop out to you, and maybe it's a cop out in general, but I don't understand what's wrong with something that makes you feel better.
But why do you need a psychic to do that?
I don't. This happened one time. It's not like I'm going to psychics every week
Weren't
and
you on an
spending a
app?
ton of money. One time, yes. I was bored, stuck in North Dakota, snowed in for 4 days. And I downloaded a psychic app
Right.
and got carried away. This is not something that I do regularly.
No, but you will go to see a psychic
I have
again.
never seen a psychic.
But
Never
you-
once.
You've never gone to see a psychic.
No, I have never seen a
Just
psychic
did the
in
chatting,
purpose.
yeah.
This
What's
is
the
a
difference?
one-off time. That I'm saying this was an isolated incident. You're talking to me like I do this all the time, but I don't.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, do you foresee... Let's use your own psychic powers.
Oh, here we go.
Do you
Let me see here.
foresee
Rub my
an
temples.
instance
Come on,
at any point in the rest of your life
Okay.
where you'll consult a psychic?
I don't think so.
Of course you will.
I
Because
never
if it makes
have.
you
I've made it 33 years and I've never done it. What makes you think I would do
No.
it now?
Just because you're not sitting down with Madame Zola doesn't mean you haven't consulted a psychic. You did it the time on the app, and you
One
did sometime.
time.
Right, because you believe in it.
Sure.
So why wouldn't you sit down with somebody?
I just have never found it necessary. This was
Well, none of it's necessary. You said it makes it feel better.
believing in fate and not being in control makes me feel better. Not
makes you
psychics don't make me feel better.
It makes you feel better. Now you are someone who needs to be on a couple of different things, and you've been very, very good at it. You're somebody who needs to be very much in control.
Right.
But
in certain situations.
It makes you feel better to not be in control.
Of the grand picture, yes.
What is the grand picture?
Life. Of all of the things that are going to happen in your life. The big picture.
You know,
life and
the
death.
band Styx once referred to it as the grand illusion.
Yeah, sure. The grand illusion. I just find a little bit of solace in the fact that all I can do in my head, right, in the way that I believe, what I can do is try to be a good person and work hard and not cause problems for other people. And however my life is going to play out is how it's going to play out. It makes me feel better not to get so worked up about things. To be like, hey, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Does it work all the time? No, there's plenty of times where I stress over things that don't matter or don't make any sense. But just it's like a release. It's like a let go where it's like, hey, all you can do is your best.
It's very Calvinist of you. It's very evangelical.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, I was in a
But you're
cult until I was 20.
Right, but you're a grown, rational person now. So
She's
that's
a grown person.
But
Well,
I'm rational
she's
enough.
not still in her cult. I mean,
But it also, I don't think that the two have to be mutually exclusive. I think you can be a logical person and also have a spiritual side that just makes you feel better. Like when my dad died, I prayed for the first time in a long time because it made me feel better. It might have just been a knee-jerk reaction because that's what I was used to doing in moments like that. But, I mean, it made me feel better, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because I'm not making problems for other people by believing in psychics or getting, Googling my daily horoscope. That doesn't...
I just want you to be more open to magicians.
And I'm getting there. When I saw Jason Allen, that magician, live at him and his wife, who's like a mentalist, I came back and I was like, okay, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I tried to not get so angry, and I had a good time.
Watch it in and of itself again.
I'm not going to watch that again.
Derek Delgadio.
Read
And
his
I've
book.
also fully admitted that magicians also, they make me feel stupid, which makes me feel inferior, and I don't like that feeling. I'm fully open and aware of that. I don't like feeling dumb, so I don't want to put myself in a situation that makes me feel dumb. And then there's people who are going to, and listen, even just saying it out loud or feeling like, but psychics, giving your money to a psychic doesn't make you feel dumb. Oh, yeah, it did. I came in here and you guys, I was like, I did an incredibly dumb thing. I did something I should have never done. But I get that.
Yeah. But you wouldn't sit down with a psychic.
I never have. I'm not saying I wouldn't rule it out, but I've never felt compelled on a regular day where normal things are happening, where I'm going about my business, to go in and see a psychic.
I mean, there's one right downtown here, right over on West 6, or off West 6, right?
I mean, I will.
Yeah.
If you guys want me to, I'll go.
No. I assumed that if you believe in it and you had been on one of the apps, that at some point I assumed that you had sat down with somebody. But if you haven't, then that's
No, this was just born out of boredom. I was physically unable to leave my hotel for days on end, and then there's only so much scrolling and TV watching you can do. I got led down a path. That's
Hey,
all.
Jeremy,
Yes.
what's up?
Hey, I'm coming to Mary's defense, which is crazy because I think psychics are ridiculous. But why is she on display here as a grown woman? Why is she defending her beliefs no matter how crazy they are?
Oh, ask her. Don't ask me.
Well, no, I
Wait a
think
minute.
he's saying.
I
I don't know
You're
what you're saying.
interrogating her.
No. I'm just trying. I like to know how people think, and I like to know what their process is. And I was trying to figure out why, for somebody who has to be in control, insofar as she does, why she would, a psychic would make her feel better.
But the psychic
by
isn't
saying-
what makes me feel better.
You
That's
said-
where you're convoluting the
No. The psychic is the conduit, but what flows through them, according to you, is what makes you feel better.
No.
The big thing, and that
The only
Is it a relief
the only
from
thing that
having
makes
to be in control?
Oh, maybe that too, a certain degree of it, that I'm so in control of certain parts of my life that I feel better knowing that I'm not in control of others. But the only thing that makes me feel better is thinking everything happens for a reason. This is fate. This is all predetermined. That makes me feel better. It has psychics. I have nothing to do with
That's
psychics.
very scary. Yeah. I'm
okay.
trying to defend you, Mary, even though I don't believe anything you're saying.
I appreciate that.
No, I was just trying.
That's a kind way to say it.
Again, anytime somebody believes something that I think is silly or I don't believe, I just like to know where they're coming from.
Sure.
You got to live your own
Sure.
life, man. You do whatever you want to do. It's your money, it's your time, it's your life. Do whatever you want to do. I just like to know where people are coming from.
I think the difference is for you, Alan, is that you operate almost exclusively in logic. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Whereas someone like me operates 50-50 or 60-40 in logic and emotion. So when something makes me feel good or feel calm, I'm okay doing that. Even if it doesn't fully make sense to say it out loud.
No, I
or
understand.
logically.
I understand that.
Whereas you are not someone I think that would do that. Even if something
Well,
made
the
you
things-
feel better, but it didn't logically make sense, I don't think you would do it.
See, the thing is,
First, I got to
about
find something that makes me feel better.
right,
and we'll
yeah,
go
like
from there.
a psychic wouldn't make Alan or I feel
Can
better.
we drop the psychic thing? That was a
Right.
one-time
right,
thing.
but I'm just using it as an example.
I'm saying
but
like
even like
fate
the
or
fate and stuff like that.
predetermination,
Yeah,
like that
that
kind
doesn't
of stuff.
make us feel better.
Well, but
Right.
but also I guess I'm still making the distinction between two things. There's a difference between saying I can't control everything, which everyone knows. That's
Right.
what life is. We all know that. That's a given. It's
maybe
baked
you
into
could
the
if
cake.
you were an alpha male like me. I control everything.
Everybody knows that you can't control everything. That's different, though, than believing in fate, the grand plan. Like
I don't think
we
it really
all,
is.
It is. We all know there isn't a rational, reasonable thinking adult who doesn't know that they can't control everything, because that's the life. That's the world. That's the human condition. You can't control everything, right? You get hit by a bus, you had nothing to do with that. That's different than believing in fate, than assigning meaning to that randomness, which is what fate is.
But
I'm assigning meaning to this randomness.
assigning the meaning,
Because that's how our brains are kind of wired.
right? Assigning the meaning to the randomness gives me a sense of calm and peace
Or dare I say, control.
or control.
Oh,
but
full
no, but it's
circle.
not control.
it is. That's your form of control.
Because if I say, okay, I run into somebody at a coffee shop, right? We get to chatting about our coffee order, and this person happens to be the booker of Jimmy Fallon, and he's like, "I really like you. Come audition for me." To me, that's like, damn, I was meant to stop at this Starbucks today. To you, that's what a cool coincidence, because I feel more, I don't know, not at peace, not happy, but I feel more like life has a meaning when stuff like that happens, where you're like, oh, that was a cool coincidence, and you just keep on with your day. It makes me feel like, oh, this is all part of a bigger picture.
See, the part of that bothers me so much is how it affects other people. Like the way other people's meaning would be less because they don't have that experience, or they have, a bad spot in life.
Well, you
where-
create your
plenty
own
of bad
meaning. I
spots.
mean,
But no, I'm talking about like people that have like a really, they're born in a third world country. They don't.
well, you
have a
can't
lot of
control that either.
I know
mean,
you
it's
can't,
not-
but I'm
right.
saying like that's why like the whole like the universe has a plan for me thing makes me feel icky.
Well, I mean, I can't explain that.
I wouldn't think about that, but I mean, it's
I mean, and it's not to say that that isn't a privileged point of view, but I feel like religion and overall viewpoints like that are also very common in underprivileged people and nations.
Yeah,
Sometimes those are the most religious places.
well,
I-
yeah, because when you have no concrete solutions, you got to look skyward and go, I hope this all works out.
right.
Right.
Hope somebody up there's.
And I've seen it firsthand, and it was one of those things where it felt a lot more like manipulation than hope.
Manipulation.
This guy was
from a
eating
form of-
nutria kebabs in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's manipulation from a standpoint of organized religion. If someone who was born into poverty in a third world country felt fate was necessary and that was something that made them feel better about their
Right,
state,
and I understand
don't see
that.
anything icky.
No,
or-
and again, I don't have it. I'm talking about for me, it makes me feel icky to be like, I don't know. It doesn't. Whatever it gives you, it gives me the opposite of that,
right.
because it doesn't make me feel good to feel like it's.
If you went in same scenario, you went into a coffee shop, you meet the booker of Jimmy Fallon, you land
Yeah.
a late night set. To think, oh, this was meant to be, makes you feel bad.
I would never think
Wouldn't
it's
even
meant
occur
to
to us.
be.
But you were, so I guess I'm confused on what
And it
you
wouldn't-
mean
and
by
it-
makes me feel it. Because you had that opportunity, but someone in the
Well,
Philippines
I wouldn't.
didn't?
No. It's a thing where I'm not going to feel like I'm going to be in the coincidence camp. Like that worked out well. But the whole idea of these things happen to me, but then, there's kids get it. Like the plan thing, I just don't like. The universe had a plan for me. That doesn't make me feel good. It's all just coincidence.
There's the phrase, you make your own luck, right?
Mhm.
Or chance favors the prepared mind. Like if you're really prepped, then when that coincidence happens,
right, and
there's your opportunity.
And that's exactly how I would feel. Like if I ran into this guy and he liked me, I've done all the work to get there.
Right.
So it's, it's about time.
It's about time, but thank God you stopped at that Starbucks instead of the one.
Right,
two
and again, it was
blocks up,
just coincidental. Now the most coincidental part would be for me to actually talk to somebody in a coffee shop.
Right.
Well, but also you'd have to come to terms with the fact that if you didn't get that spot,
yeah,
and then at some point you go, well, am I fated to not do these things?
And you might not be. It might not be like the future that I hope to have, where I'm.
How long do you wait?
You just keep working until something happens, and then when it's your.
But what if it never does?
But then at the same time, I've
You
had
go,
a lot of fun doing what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, there is that.
I love my job. So to me, to wait and play it patiently, there's no downside to that.
Mm-hmm. Also, let's be honest, Fallon ain't what it used to be.
I know, but it was just a scenario.
You'll be all over TikTok and.
Right.
Yeah. All right, I got to